Welcome, I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on a set of a set of tools for dulcimer players, musicians, and this week we're focused on a calendar of upcoming festivals. We put in sort by date last week, basically, but we'd like to sort by state as well. And in the longer term, we'd like to sort by distance, but we're going to start with this. Okay, I made a couple changes over the weekend. One is we had in a class called Events, and as I was going to make the weekly summary I do, it's like, wait, events, what's a list of events? Well, it's a calendar. So the word calendar was taken, took me one extra try to find that out, even though we're using it in here somewhere. So I called it my calendar and just did a simple rename. The second thing I did, I just went and added this list of all the two-letter state abbreviations and the long name of the state, because I know we wanted to work on that this week, so that's why that's there. Well, let's see it. So we have the calendar. We just have a couple of fake events so far. Sorting by state, I've got NC and an NE, and that's because, let's see, is it in here? No, calendar view. No. Well, I saw that too somewhere. Well, no, it's not Maker. Somewhere we have a list of states that we're lying to it and telling it these are the states. Where are these events? Calendar tile, yes. Okay, so we have these fake events, and they break out city and state is NC. Should Nebraska come first? Where is that? Calendar. I'm going to have to pull that out to its own event. Okay. Should Nebraska come first? Oh, no, we don't sort. I see what you're saying. These are still sorted by date within the month. Here we're sorting by the two-letter state abbreviation, and I would like this to be spelled out. So North Carolina, and then Nebraska would precede it alphabetically. So it's alphabetical by state abbreviation, which is not too attractive. I'm okay with it here, NC, just it takes less space, and we've already established we're in North Carolina. So maybe that's an easy win to start. And I think the way it should be, I don't know, I'm still kind of neutral. State is not the right name for this entity. It's going to be state or foreign country, where foreign is outside the U.S. I'm sure most of them don't think of themselves as foreign, but, they are to us, I guess. But in any case, this is a very U.S.-centric app and magazine. I mean, there are a handful of international subscribers. And we have one event I know of listed in the UK somewhere. So the state probably should include like England or whatever country it is. So I want it to be kind of like state or territory or state or country or something. I don't know. But I think what I'm going to say is if your state, quote state, maybe, I don't know, territory, geographic entity, I don't know, we've got to find the right word for this. But if your state is a two-letter name, I think we should look it up and replace it with the formal name. And then if it's not a two-letter name, I think we should just use it as is. And so if somebody already spelled out North Carolina, then it comes out North Carolina. If they spelled out Lancashire, Dover, England, it'll come out England, depending how the parsing works. We're putting it onto the parser. We know, Let's see, where do I have these events? Well, so today they're listed here. All right, I know there was one that was England somewhere. Yeah, Newcastle, Copthorne Hotel, Newcastle, England. So if this were listed in that location field in a Google Calendar, I would say our parser should pull out and say, "Oh, England is what we're gonna." I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna call it. I'm gonna call it territory for now. It's kind of a generic word, but this or that, it never comes off right to me. Now, there's another one that's some of these are virtual or virtual and. Let's find Sandbridge because I know that's one. Okay, Sandbridge, Virginia, or virtual. I think I'm going to reverse that and make it, if you say virtual or XYZ, or you say virtual and XYZ, then we're going to mark both. Okay, but anyway, let's call this territory and just get over ourselves. And then this, I'm going to call it capital territory. Although string is kind of what it is. Yeah. Okay. So where did I put these? Well, I left them hanging out on states. I think let's give this, let's turn this into the class. So let's find states dot. Really? Let's find usages on this. Somebody's using it. No, they're not. I just created it. I didn't use it. Okay. Yes, that's very easy. Okay. Well, let's call this territory. And then var name of string. And we'll give it a constructor. Okay. And then long names, let's call that state names. Okay. And this can go away. This becomes a struct. And let's make sure. No, got syntax errors. Is territory has no member is empty. How interesting. Okay. Well, let's deal with those. I'm trusting a better name will come along, but we'll see. Maybe it won't. Excuse me. I should have used a rename. Event. Okay, so that one, we don't really need to do it. Well, I think we could do this. Okay. Now we're going to give isEmpty. Give this thing an isEmpty function, or a var. And I guess I'll move these up. Kind of awkward to have such a big table up there, but I don't think you'll be looking at this thing much. Let's, whoops. Well, let's make that thing custom string convertible. Yeah, province could kind of work, but except that I kind of want to overload country into it too, because, yeah, county. Oh, yeah. And it's funny. I mean, North Carolina counties are pretty important relative to most places I've lived. I lived some places where you had a county, but like if it was a city, the city was not in the county. It was a separate entity surrounded by the county. Other states, the city is in the county. Here, I'm not sure what they consider that, but every time you do something with the state, they ask you your county. There's a lot of little nothing towns. Okay, so we have to be identifiable, huh? Interesting. Well, here we know the list is unique because we're sorting it. We'll have to make sure we dedupe it. Oh, I think I did that somewhere too. Content requires territory conform to hashable. Yeah, okay, that's reasonable enough. I think that's all we gotta do. Okay, and let's pull this out into its own file. Yeah. Notice I selected somewhere to put it now. Following your advice. Good advice. Okay. Anything doesn't need foundation for that? Okay. Okay. I guess I'll test that. Now, so I guess one thing is list states by long name, not two-letter abbreviation. All right, and then I think what we've done. Okay. So the long name, I mean, my intent was that territory supports it. Let's keep that. Okay, so if you ask for the long name, should description? There's really two ways you want to ask, aren't there? Because we're going to list it. Say I say Asheville, NC. If I ask you for the states, I want their long names. So maybe that's on event. Where do we get that? Okay, I don't think content view is going to come into this calendar view. Will. Was calendar.states from? Okay. Well, that's clearly not right. Okay, well, it's time to test this thing then. So, okay. Right. Well, this is states from. Long name sorted. Okay, we need a couple events. Event name. Okay, city and territory. don't know. There's a way to get that to stay. Okay. So here's a list. Oh. Okay, so we've got some events, and if I ask states from 1/2025. What do I want there? He doesn't say. He's got state. I think that can be a string. And we're going to translate them and alphabetize them. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, so I want this to actually return string because it's the thing I'm displaying. I'm not just feeding back whatever was put in there. Okay, so let's check that. Starting in state. Maybe I do want a territory. Yeah. Okay, let's go territorize that again. All right, so calendar view, tile. So these are territories, that's fine, but this states should, can I get back to this? Territory. Okay. And a calendar. Ugh. Wasn't it Control M? Oh, I bumped something else. Expression indent violation. Okay, sure. I guess fine. These are territories. And I'm keeping the name territory on it. I think that's the right thing. But somebody has to know that they match. Okay. Whoops. Good. We should get NCNE. Yep. Okay. now states from has to do some work. Okay. He's kind of like these, right? Oh, I think I added this set because visible months, if two events had the same month, it should be consolidated. So it's the same thing here. Excuse me. So we're going to take a set of, well, come on. And then we got to take the events and we want to say filter. Well, we have to do this. And okay, because we only want ones that start after, well, that involve the start month. Okay, and then dot sorted. Okay, so that goes away. Territory conform to. Okay, now we also need. Oh no, we don't need that. No exact matches and call to. What are we getting out of this? Okay, we got events. Should be array of event. Filter. Well, it returns self, so it's returning an array of events. Why is set not happy about that? Requires that territory and event be equivalent. Oh, these are events. Okay. Right, we're just trying to get the state names out. Okay, dot. Well, and I think I want to say map to, can I say map / dot territory dot long name. And that's something I'm making up. If you pass a non-known state abbreviation, we input will be the name. Yes. So whatever the territory is, if it's a short name, we map it. If it's a long name, we return it. Okay, but territory has no long name. Okay, so territory. Okay, so the is empty, but long name is a string, and it's well, state name self dot state name sub name. Otherwise, it's just name. Okay, so I think that's what you're saying there. If we find it in the abbreviations, we'll use it. Otherwise, we return the name. Okay, and then okay, so that should become an array of, well, I guess they should be territories. So do I want to leave them strings at this point? And they kind of are. Oh, no, they're not. We manipulate them later, right? Calendar view. Right, because we're going to ask for things by that territory. Okay, so I guess long names should give you a territory. Okay. And then this is going to wrap in territory. So we get either the state name from the array or we get the original name. It's still a territory. Okay. And I think, we won't be comparable yet. Array of territory. Map to territory. No, I guess that's map. Long name, and then now this should be complaining. Oh. Array literal? Okay, conform to comparable. Okay, that seems reasonable. Okay, and then everything we're doing, we've already got the long names. We're comparing long names, so I don't have to worry about matching an NC to a North Carolina. Okay, I hope. Slightly longer bread than I want. Yeah, the thing is I want both names though, because in some cases I'm going to print, I mean, I guess I can, well, can't see it there. In the listing, we're going to print the short name. In the top, the sorting, we're going to, by the states, we're going to do the long name. Okay, he decided he passed. Let's make sure that's correct. Now we could do it up front once and keep both names. Okay. Well, that's promising. Let's run it. Just see if our little demo. So we should get the Nebraska first now instead of the North Carolinas. Yeah. Tennessee. And we're just returning all events here, so that's fine. Yeah, I think that's progress. Okay. Group events by long name of state. Okay, now that's not everything. Well, I think our territory probably needs a test too. Let's go back. Well, where are you? Okay. Yeah, I think we need to do long name of states. We need to test this more thoroughly. And yeah, I think that's okay. A territory. Okay. Let's say non-state keeps its name. Maybe this is just a long name, and we'll just test them all in here, I think. So, we'll take territory, England, dot long name equals England. Territory of North Carolina. Oh, good question. That one's okay. Good. Okay. Thanks for thinking of that. Now, can I do this? I don't know if we said equatable. Okay, and I expect these to pass. Okay. Now, did I say equatable? I don't know if we use them that way, but we're sorting them, so you would think we are. I guess that's all right. Maybe I should override equatable too. All right. Let's test that. Okay, so T1 is North Carolina. Good. Well, let's make these T1B. we want to check exactly the same first. Okay, and then T2. Hawaii, okay. Okay. This should fail. Probably a couple tests will fail, right? Sorting should be a little messed up. Okay. Yeah, sorting's messed up. Oh, I guess these passed because they all return false. An event, a territory. Oh. Territory England.long name. Oh, yeah. Any comparison would mess up. Okay. Whoops. Territory. So these, it's really LHS.long name equals RHS.long name. So, oh. How do we... Well, maybe I have to go down lower. Yeah, I guess I got to break the recursion because they're both returning territories. Okay. Oh. It'll only work if you give it a state abbreviation. Oh, you're right. Oh, okay. Yeah, we have to extract a helper. I was thinking we should anyway, but now it's very clear because that's not the way this is implemented. Okay, so let's get let's make it file private. Mapped name is a string. And he's the inner part of this. And then we can look at now this should use mapped name. All right, now back to this. Okay, so yeah, I think we've covered those cases now. So everything should be mapped to a long name. And then in here, we're using that for the description. And then events matching state. Okay. Right. And then I think if we show details, we'll show the short name, whatever name they originally put. Okay. And let's just see that in action. So I don't think that changes anything. We should still see the 3 states listed there. And this should still be the short name in here, although I'm not sure we... Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay. Now, I think it's this one is going to be the one that's not right. So we want events starting in a given month and who match a given territory. Okay, so that's kind of like this one. I mean, it's very like that one. Actually, down to this. Okay, so that's really the starting point for us. Okay, so that is starting in well, what makes sense to match first? Oh, well, at any rate, it's starting in month, year. Okay, so somewhere that's going to be involved because that gets us a filtered list by month and year. Okay, and then I think we can filter further. Let's change that on the other. Okay. Well, you just implemented it, Bill. Let's write the test first. Okay. Well, I think some of this will be the same. All right, so this is starting in well, no, it doesn't match them. Oh, okay. My implementation I threw in was wrong. Okay. Mostly it matches state. Okay. So let's give this the whole caboodle of problems. Okay, so this is, let's put one that starts before the start date, but overlaps it. Okay, so this is the 7th, this is the 6th. I need events that I want them sorted by date. So we'll make sure it filters by state by having two in this, but this one is going to be 2026 to 1/11/2027. Okay. And if we search for January 2027, okay, this qualifies, this qualifies, this qualifies. All right, and let's put one that doesn't qualify. And they're going to be sorted by start date. Okay. Matches state, sorted by start date. Well, states from is not a very good word for what we're doing here, is it? Let's call this territories. From, okay. All right, and let's get one that's not legit from a start date point of view. Okay, make sure these have different names too, so we can keep track of them. Starts too early. Starts early, but finishes late enough. Okay, and this one, let's just make it a 2026 event. And then the start is January 1st. And this is starting in. Territory of, and let's spell them both ways. And then map to name equals valid. This is wrong state. Starts too early. Okay, so we should get these sorted by date and only the valid ones. All right, and let's put in a North Carolina to prove that they're all the same. Okay, so first one is this. And valid. Okay, 7, 8, wrong state, too early, that. But now he's stuck in front, and we match both ways. Okay. Well, that's ambitious enough. Okay. And who knows what it got. Valid wrongs, got all 4. Oh yeah, we just finished his events. Okay. And you don't like my formatting. Huh. Is that better? Okay. I don't know if I'm allowed to do it this way. Formatting wise. Okay. So let's go back here. Okay, and just check the formatting. Good. All right. So territories from, well, okay, we're going to be similar to this, this one up here. We're going to take, well, we're kind of taking these, but we're sticking other stuff in there. Okay, so we only will get ones, no. That's really this. We want ones that the end date is late enough. Okay. Late enough. The ending we're going to sort by date. And then territory. That's really weird notation. Okay, $0 territory equals the target territory. Oops. And all that sorted by that. So does that sound right? So we get the ones that end date is active, so the whole event is active. The territory is met, and then we sort by date. All right. And these are just a little too different. I mean, I guess they're both using this. All 3. End date greater equal to start. This one doesn't do that, but the other 3 do. It might be worth pulling out that. Okay. Now this should be right. Yeah, so there's Nebraska. So we have one of each. But we have this event does exceed January 1st, but because it's still going, it's in the proper one and that. Okay. I would say that's good. Okay, so this is starting in. Okay, so we list states by long name. We did that. State-related functions and events. I don't even know what that means. We show relevant events by state, sorted by, well, it's by date within state territory. Okay. Okay, and then let's see if we can do a little refactoring on this. All right. So, oops. So visible months, event filter by date, end date greater than start. This one filters by end date greater than start, and this one filters by end date greater than start. So let's pull out the common one. Starting after, actually this should probably be file private. Starting after start of month year gives us an array of events to work with. Okay, so I'm kind of extracting this method. Okay, and so I should do starting after. Okay, so this, whoops, cannot find start. Oh, I take the one case that doesn't really apply. Okay. Actually, it's ending after, isn't it? Ending after a start date. Okay, that is events.filter this greater than or equal to start. Okay. Now this becomes ending after start. Value of tuple type. Oops. Okay. That one is exactly equal, but this is events.filter end date after start. Mapped to the long name of the territory. This is same thing. This I'm going to rename. Okay, that should be refactoring, not affecting anything, or not breaking any tests, I should say. Okay. guess that was a refactoring on there. I don't think I need to list that. Okay. Well, I think that's basically there. One thing I noticed from doing this, like if I came in and I said, oh, my preference is state, and then I go back out and I come back in, I got to choose state again. So let's save that. And it's just app storage, right? Add app storage. Okay, so that's on calendar view. Okay, so app storage. Okay, get my cheat sheet out. At app storage, this is calendar sort order. Okay. Let's run that. Now filter and show details. This is one of those little UI tweaks I often don't think to put in right away. Okay, let's check this. Still state, and then if I close completely and I restart, whoops. Still state. Okay, we like it. Now, show details. Yeah, I think that really fits here too. Okay. Oh, gotta take the state out. We haven't done filter text, but I guess it probably makes sense. I'll restart the app. I'll just come back into the screen. Okay, good. Good. And let's do this one. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll mention that. Yeah, we probably should. Let me add that. Okay, I think I'll leave it beyond the calendar, but Yeah, you're right. We should really be doing that throughout. Okay. Yeah, I think filter is next. So this one, we haven't done that anywhere, but I want to put some, I don't know, I want to leave room for a heart or a star or something. This is maybe a whole new feature. I mean, it is a whole new feature. You should be able to star them. And then I think sorting should probably sort the starred ones first, or else we should have a different view that's the starred ones only, or I don't know, something. The idea is that if I take this calendar, there are, I don't know, 100 events. I'm pretty diligent, but I'm not going to go to 100 events. I might go to 4 to 6 of them. I mean, I went here, I helped with some youth, and they were presenting a concert at this festival. So it was online, and I went there this weekend for that. I will probably do Quarantunes. I will not do the cruise. There's a Palestine might make sense for me. There's a Heinemann one somewhere in here. I will go to this, I think. There are a couple big ones in the summer, Kentucky Music Week and Everett and maybe Walnut Valley. From the wearing my hat as helping out with this magazine, we have a booth there. So my daughter's in Hawaii, so she's probably not going to be attending any of them this year. But yeah, so I will probably be going to some of these. And, but if I go to 10, that's a ton. I mean, most people don't. I mean, you'll see the instructors there that much, but not individuals. I mean, there are people you see a lot. But yeah, so, most of the time I don't want to look at all these. I want to go in and see the ones that I'm committed to. And, I'd kind of like to give myself some notes. So, like, wherever Evart went, that one is in Michigan, which is 2 days drive for me. Yeah, maybe a toggle might be the right thing, but these two, that's really kind of a separate feature. And toggle to show favorites only. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think the toggle, you're right, that toggle sounds like the right kind of approach. Although this stupid toggles, like, could you possibly take more room? I might make my own little checkboxy things or something for those two situations. But yeah, future story. Okay, but I do think we will do filtering. Well, this is kind of like calendar favorites. And this is generically calendar across all of them. Okay. The filter, so I don't know if it's stupid or smart. Like, in this view, this filter, I really think it should be the event name. Yeah, I think if I want to go to very cold, I filter by very, I should get that. If I'm in the state view, well, I mean, I can find the states, and go down the list if I want to focus on North Carolina. I guess until we do the distance sorting, that's probably okay. Like for me, I live in North Carolina. It's a big state. I could probably find, I don't know. Well, here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. something like that. You can see why I live here. Some of these are not committed yet, but last year there were 16. Okay, so that would be every week of summer if they were all summer. So it's quite a few, actually. 4 months worth. Most states aren't that populated with stuff. Yeah, even Texas. North Carolina, Kentucky may have a few. Well, just those 2, 3. Okay. Yeah, so I'm definitely in the right place in that sense. California, 3 or 4. There is kind of a West Coast thing going, but yeah, I guess if I want to go to my state, I just go to my state. And maybe we just make this filter be the name. And I think we said that. Yeah. Okay. Now, the way we did that before, it really came into the same, basically, these, where are they? Yeah, so these views take an extra parameter for filtering. And if you I guess it's this one. No. How do we do that? It may be a different situation. So, do I want to show every event's month if I'm filtering by the ones that do this? I don't think so. I think the visible month has to know the filter as well as this. But let's do first line. View. Oh yeah, we used all songs view. Library sort orders. Where's the filter? Filter text. Save. Okay. Text. Filter text. Library.keys. Okay. So let's go check that. So if I take something star, oh yeah, we show all those keys with no entries, which is fine. That's okay. Yeah, I think that we can be consistent with that. Okay, so in effect, then it's the for each, the inner for each that has the filter. Okay. And then that applies to by date and it applies by state. Okay. So, and if you recall the filter, it's only, it's either event is empty or filter is empty or it matches or starts with. Let's go back there. So, yeah, filter with this. Well, that's practically the text we want. We only really had one criterion. Yeah, because we abstracted this enough so they're all the same. Okay, let's go back to calendar view. Okay, so this thing has the filter text defined. It's in its own view. Calendar filter. Okay, that's just the text field. All right. but we need it to come into the rest. So let's add that. I guess a calendar. Okay, so we have starting in by date filters. Okay, and we'll just grab a bunch. Okay, so let's make this starting in, well, these all start in 2027. Okay, let's make it 1. But filter July, and we'll make sure the insensitive part works. Map that to name. Now, why did those not come in? Oh, a different month. Okay. Should it match against the contents of the notes field? Well, no. I mean, notes, right now we don't have a, well, do we have event notes? I don't remember. Yeah. Okay. We'll do it by name, and I think we'll add notes, name or notes, event name, or I don't know, is notes the best word? Because notes means ABC do re mi. But they are notes to self. Yeah. It may not be the best restriction. I don't know. Okay, but we'll see where it goes. Okay, so filter is not there, but if you did, you should get these two. Filters on name. Okay, we'll have a separate test for the other one. Maybe I should search for fun. That cuts across differently. Okay, that seems legit. Now nobody has this field. Will you take me to starting in? Okay. Okay. Well, that's true. We could just save that for later. And right now, we don't give you a mechanism to see the notes, but maybe we do. I mean, an event has them. Let's go to one. Yeah, here this has notes that they put in for details, contact so and so, and the URL. But I mean, like I could see searching for Montrose if I remembered. Yeah, there aren't a lot of notes, but there definitely are notes in there. Huh. Okay. So what's that should compile now. Okay, good. I think I'm going to do something unusual and put two tests in at once. The other test is starting in by date doesn't filter if filter. Well, doesn't filter when filter is empty. Okay, and I think one date will prove it. This is sort of a baseline. I think it'll fall out, but I want to make it explicit. Filter is empty, should be July 8th party. Make sure this failed for the right reason. Okay, came back empty. Wait a minute. Starting month year 1, 2007. Why is that empty? Everybody's 2027. Did I mess something up here? Oh, it's starting in. It's only the month that applies. Okay, never mind. Let's fix that. Yeah, so critical to get your tests right. They got to fail for the right reasons. Okay, so this came back with everybody instead of just the two. This one came back with the one because it takes everybody with no filtering. So that's kind of a baseline thing. I think in tests, you're going to have to just let me do this. Okay. All right. So my calendar now, filtering string. Well, let's go back to the library. Yeah. Okay. This is filter. Okay. It certainly comes before the sorted. Filter text. Okay, so name, filter is empty, or the name contains the search string. And then we sort. Okay, so that should be okay. Okay. Oh. Sure, yeah. Got to be sorted in order. That's 7-2. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, cool. All right, let's take a break, 3 or 4 minutes, and we'll come back. We'll check that in, and then we'll do the same thing for the sorted by state. Yeah. Welcome back. Okay, so this is sorting by date, filters, well, also filters by event name. Now there's a slight problem. Okay, so if I go in this, I see event, and just blues. But I did this during break. I typed EVE slowly, and it's not doing it. Doesn't matter. So I don't know what's going on. Let's make sure things hook up completely. All right, so here's calendar view. Oh. Yeah, we don't call it here. Okay. Okay, so we need the filter text, which is coming from here to go to the calendar by date. Calendar, I guess the filter can go here. Calendar by date, filter of string. And then starting in needs to pass the filter. Okay. I worked with a team that was doing really well on TDD, and yet when they would send stuff over to QA, often, not every time, but often, the least thing would not work. And what we realized was we were doing TDD, but we never checked to make sure that everything was hooked up for the final thing to work. So like this, I didn't call filter. So we put in a little rule for ourselves that like you don't give something for testing until you've actually run it at least once yourself. Save yourself from these embarrassing ones, you know. Because if the people testing it are coming back within the first 5 minutes, it's like, oh no. All right. Oh, and we kept our filter text and it applied. Okay, take it off. E, V. Yep, so they all have E's. There's only one blues. But Nashville, no. I could definitely see saying we search all the fields. Or at least, I don't know about the URL, but the name, the notes, the city and state, yeah, that could be reasonable. But on the other hand, searching by event name is also fine. I mean, it's useful. I mean, like my example where I know I'm talking about, well, Kentucky Music Week. I know it's going to be Kentucky Music Week. So, I can probably do a search by Kentucky and get it pretty quick. Evart is interesting because everybody calls it Evart, but the official name is something else, which I'm blanking out on. That's Walnut Valley. Yeah, that people will say Winfield and mean that. So it might be nice to search other places. ODPC Fun Fest. Yeah, I mean, people will call it ODPC or ODPC Fun Fest or Evart. Okay. Yeah, so we connect. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing basically for our others filtering. Okay, so starting in by state, filters on name. Okay, so we want 2 in a state and that name is in there, isn't it? I think that's okay. Even though it's going to be country or state. Okay, filters on name. So let's put this in here. What are we going to look for? Fun. This is territory. North Carolina. Okay, so I want one that doesn't have fun in it. One that does. Why am I messing this up? Expected is virtual city territory. With ID colon, no. That's the event. Oh. Okay. This one should be, okay, that's in. Let's make it the fun party. But the territory, Maryland. Okay. And then this one, location. Yeah, that would work. Let's see. So I guess I just want to have 2 that come back. So we'll make this territory as well. Okay. So now this is the other one. This is starting in with month, year, and territory. I guess that's the bigger thing. Okay. Encounter. All right, and this should come back with June, August fun, and Not a match. I'm going to make these strings work a little harder. Contains fun. Contains fun in Maryland. And then this is more fun. Okay, so I should get, this is 7.2, this is 7.10, so fun in NC and contains fun should be the two that match. String, oh yeah. So this checks the state matching stuff. All right. And this test will fail. Probably give back everybody, right? Whoops. I don't know. Can't. Starting in, oh, I do. Yeah. So it needs the start month in a territory. And is the start month optional territory filter? Okay. Okay, test failed. That's good. Comes back with everybody. So just those two. I'm going to shorten these names. Has fun MD. Fun in NC. Why is this one? Oh, he spells it out. I think I'll just have to make that one. Okay, and now implementing it. Okay, so it's really the same condition. Okay, filter is empty or contains the match. And I guess I could put that same test with the empty filter, like I did this one. Good. Starting in by state, doesn't filter when filter is empty. Actually, I think my other formatting worked better. Filter is empty. Okay. That should just pass. And then we got to hook it up. Well, doesn't filter when filter is empty. Do I have one that's legit? 7? Seven, 8, 2027. My month year is 2027. Oh, thank you. No. Okay. And then this, let's see usages. There may not be any. Good. Okay, by location, let's get blues, cold. Yeah, this is nice and quick. Dulcimer has C. Okay, good. And that shouldn't affect anything. Blue. Yeah. All right. Oh, my little Chiron thing hasn't been visible, has it? All right. Calendar page view. That's the one we've been working on. Oh, no. The calendar page is like a month by month. Okay. Good. So add filter by name and by state to UI. Good. All right. So next thing we want to do is tackle this input stuff. And I do have a few months worth of the calendar put together in a Google Sheet or a Google Calendar, and then I exported it. So this is that same calendar. So begin V calendar, and then there's V event. These don't appear to be in order. 3:30. Okay. Probably some order I added them or something, but I do see this one, Dulcie Moon. That's the one last weekend. I guess it goes through today. And then Quarantunes is Virtual Dulcimer Festival. Quarantune Winterfest. Okay. Yeah, so these are in no particular order. Dulcimer Doings. Okay. But anyway, they are formatted as an ICS file, and we have at least some hope that can be read by this library we were looking at. I think it's still up here. Yeah. Okay, so calendar parser is designed to parse this RFC 5545 format that iCalendar objects have. Okay, and Google actually adopted conformed to this thing that I think originally came from Apple, but I'm not sure. Maybe it came from elsewhere first. Okay, let's go back to the top. Okay, so we just had to add it as a dependency. Oh, can add packages. Okay. All right. So we'll add this thing. I think hopefully the features we need are there. Like we don't need recurring events, say. Free, busy. Yeah, I'm not using that stuff. To-dos, journals, free, busy, or alarms. Yeah, I don't need any of that. I don't know which properties they're talking about missing, but if we're missing crucial ones, we'll care. Okay, so where's this guy? Yeah, package dependencies. Okay, add to project DPN, good. Okay. Should see it down here. Yep. Okay. Let's do a build. All right. And I do want to think of this as sort of hexagonal architecture. So meaning the stuff we've been doing till now is working on our internal format and has not been done with much regard to the external format. If ICS doesn't work for us, we'll do a different approach and, whatever it takes to do it. But the hexagonal side is then the IO is the, basically it needs an adapter layer. So there's some sort of definition of what's the interface to us. And I think basically our events form the core of that. I mean, we use date range and whatever else, but event, MDY, maybe months. No, that's just fields or names. Territory will be part of it, but most of these things are simple-ish structs with a little behavior on them. Calendar view is a big thing, but I mean, this has formatting. Okay. Event has the fields, and you can ask for the date range and the location. But notice you just need MDY. So this format is what will convert things into. So whatever stuff we find in this file will have to become an event, which, you know, they basically are. There's no real expectation of trouble. Yeah, so this adapter is basically going to, be a wrapper for a calendar parser. So we will call it, I mean, it looks like it just gives you a list of events back in the simplest form. I think you can query this and get the events, you know. So we will do that. We'll put them in the events array, and that'll be that. Okay, and as for now, I think we're going to fetch it regardless. I mean, we won't worry about persisting these events. When we start saving notes about them, we'll have to do some persistence. We'll have to decide what qualifies as an event. Is it the name that determines it? Because sometimes that does change. If I hit a typo, I'm gonna have to fix it. So I don't know what that will do. We will have to think about that one for sure. What else do I see in here? Well, we're using and AMP, and we've got HTML tags around stuff. We will have to see. Okay. All right, and I just did 3 months worth, I think. So January, February, March. But so this adapter layer is going to be pulling in. It's going to be basically using this, dig out the event, ask each event, what's your name? Okay, put it in our event name. What's your start date? What's your end date? That kind of stuff. Okay, did you build? Yes, with one complaint. A line length problem. Okay. And, okay, we'll live with theirs. Maybe I'll do this. I think that's okay. Okay. Multi-lane chain functions need to be something. Okay. I think he wants this, since this one took multiple lines. I'm still... Oh. So maybe he wouldn't mind this. Okay, so that built, let's check that in. Add calendar parser library. Okay, now, All right, let's see this thing. Raw ICS string. Okay, so we need the string, and from that. Okay. So somebody's going to have to fetch that string from a remote place. I guess I'll drop it into a website somewhere. And we're going to call parser on it and go. Yeah, I don't know how it decides which ones are problems or not on the formatting. Okay, I don't know how much we can get by with dropping. Well, okay, so I'm going to pull this into a separate place. I think I'll call it adapter here. Okay, and then I guess the thing to do is copy. Maybe we copy this file in. We only keep one event, and end v event end calendar. Okay, yeah. I guess as a data file, I imagine I can add a file to the tests. I don't really know. Have we done that? Okay. New empty file, and this is going to be sample ICS sample.ics. Okay. And let's take up to here. And then I think it's end v calendar, right? Was it? Yeah. Okay. All right. And then this test. All right, this is a calendar parser. I don't know if that may be a taken name because that's what they call their thing. Well, maybe it's okay. Okay, so parser turns yields event. And I totally forget how to read a file. I think it's just on string or something, right? That's harder than it needs to be. Access in the documents directory. Bundle minimum path, yeah. Data contents. Okay, that sounds like our situation. For resource sample of type ICS. Well, I'm willing to make that required for this test. Call can throw. Okay. We will deal with that. All right. So, okay. So there's data, but he's not. Yeah. Data dot. That's the one I was thinking of. Okay, but he's wants a hard-coded address. I don't want to do that. Okay, a little tricky. Yeah, we should think about that. Yeah, we could put it in a variable. I'm hoping this just reads the file and does it. If we can trim this down to 5-8 lines, maybe something like that, I might do it in line. Okay, but let's just see how this is going so far. I could almost see injecting the string to the parser. Like the parser shouldn't own the I/O mechanism. He's really just trying to get this string back that he can do something with. And these files are not megabytes, they're kilobytes. And I guess I'm hoping it prints a giant file right here. The replacement path, that's macro stuff. Unexpectedly found nil. Right, because he's not really there. He's... Yeah, I may have to put him up there for now. Huh. Sample of type ICS. I think I call it ICS. ICS. All right. I assume he's in the main bundle. Oh, no, he's not. Yeah, we did get songs. Okay. It's funny how often I don't want symbols. Well, that's more or less what we're doing. Yeah, this is a plain text file. I'm just in TextMate, but I don't know what that UE is. I'm not sure I ever got out of it from before. But so there it is. Okay. Good. That's a good sign. All right. No, it's I must have not run. I think that UE was me trying to hit Command U and not triggering it. Okay, so a calendar parser. So, what we're gonna say is let's expect calendar parser. Well, yeah, I could pass the string in of string dot events count equals 1. Okay, so calendar parser doesn't exist. Let's just start here. Okay. Value of calendar parser has no member events. Okay, yeah, he doesn't because he's totally not doing anything with that stuff. All right, let's put this back down where it goes in adapter. Now I'm curious if it'll extract. Okay, and it makes it the right target as long as you have it selected. Okay, that's good. All right. Get our big failing test here. Okay, that's our failure. Good. Good. So what do we have to do? There we go. Had to import something, calendar parser. Raw ICS is a better name, isn't it? Okay. Huh. Is that going to work? Counter events. Right. So we have to map them. Well, I know summary's the right thing. I don't start date. I don't know what these events get called. Date created, date end, date start. I mean, our events don't have a date on them, do they? They have start date and end date. Okay. If I get the name, that's a start. I guess. And then I'm just going to print it. Sure. Ugh. We'll just take whatever print we get, just to satisfy curiosity here. Actually, we don't need the string anymore, do we? I think we'll end on a high note here if this comes through. So much for that. Okay. We got 0. Thought there was a way to get this value out. Index out of range. Okay. So, well, he's not working so far. I think this seems like the right thing. Calendar.events, map each one to an event. But let's... I guess maybe I should be looking at the classes here. Models. Well, there's IC event. Okay, that's where we're going to get our fields. And then iCalendar. No, we just ask it for events. I think the expect failed and then the printout crashed it. Yeah, expectation failed, came back with 0. Let's copy this whole file in. Since I don't know what I'm doing with the format, and then we can trim it down later if it seems appropriate. I did add the last line before vCalendar. Whoa. But I'm not sure that's the only thing needed, and there may have been more stuff. I mean, I presumed it was just event v event, start event and end event, or start v event and end v event. Yeah, I assumed that was the end of the event, and then I could just put the end calendar, but I don't know. We'll probably poke around more tomorrow and see what's really going on with this calendar parser. I mean, it seems like that's all we have to do, but maybe there's more we're supposed to. I don't know what's going on here. Well, I think it's a little anticlimactic, but I've got to restart things, I guess. And we're out of time anyway. I'll be back tomorrow, 2 to 4:30 Eastern Time or 7 to 9:30 p.m. Thanks, Mudshark, and hope you and anybody else have a good evening. Catch you tomorrow. Bye-bye.